Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're watching this video, you no doubt have a Ford Focus Mark 3 or 3.5 like this one, and you're looking to find where the pollen filter is and how to change it. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the passenger side if it's a right-hand drive car, and the pollen filter is going to be underneath here. So glove box, and we have a panel under here that we need to remove. To remove that panel, see these here, these little screw terminals, we undo these. There's two of them, and on the left, give it a pull. And here there's one on the right. So we just unscrew it and give it a pull. You can see now this little panel can be removed. So I'll place that out the way. These are those little screw type fixings. I have two of those that we've just taken off. With that out of the way, I'm just going to push down and undo this car mat because it's just in the way as well. Let's bring that out of the car. And if we look under here, behind this wire, you'll see there is a plastic housing. I'm going to fetch a light so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so I've just got some light in here, and if I can get that to focus, you'll see there should be a screw there at the bottom where that hole is. That's where I'm pointing to there. Screw's already been removed on this because it's obviously had a pollen filter in the past. And to remove it, there's some clips now. Move that wire up out of the way. These two clips here. My finger on the back, on the front. We squeeze that together, give it a little pull. You can just see now, if I put the light back there, how that's starting to be removed. Be gentle with this, we don't want to break it. Just feed it down and out. Okay, there is your cover, and there we have where the screw would normally be. Okay, very rare that you'll find on a older car that the screw's been put back in because it's a pain and it's really not necessary. So move that out of the way, and if we look inside now, you can see the pollen filter. That's the white and grey item. Okay, so wire's a bit of a pain. See if I can feed that behind here out the way just while we do this. Okay, so I've just fed that wire up out the way. Put that light back there. And what we need to do is grab this filter. You see all the debris coming out. We need to give this a pull to get it out of the housing. Now, just looking up here with the light, you see that wire's going right across the path of that filter. So I'm going to have to just push that wire up out of the way. So I'll just do that. Okay, so what I've done actually is I've pulled the wire down. That's the easiest way. And that just gives me enough room then to get the filter and give it a pull. Now you can see which way it comes out, and you can see it's a real pig to get out, so it's going to be a real pig to get back in as well. But that there is your pollen filter out. Worth noting the orientation, should say flow on the top, and it does. Here we've got the airflow going this way, so that this sits at the back, this foam piece. And you can see all the debris that's come out of there. It's been doing its job, but this pollen filter is definitely ready for being changed. So we'll get this filter out of the way. We'll give this all a good clean before we start putting the new one in. And then we'll have this wire out the way as much as we can, and then we'll try and feed the new one in. Okay, so using the light, I'll just show you the cabin filter is now fairly well cleaned out. inside. That's the cavity where it goes. And as I say, that wire is going to be the pain. And we've cleaned the floor, so let's go ahead now, get the new cabin filter and see if we can feed that in. Okay, so always worth doing a side-by-side comparison. The old cabin filter, this is the part number for the new cabin filter, ADF 122516, and that's made by Blueprint. So let's open that. The box to one side, and we can just check that they are physically the same size, and they appear to be. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's unpack this and get it in. And it does say on the top the airflow direction is that way, just like it did on the old one on top. So this is a genuine Ford one, which tells me it's been in there a very, very long time. This is an aftermarket one, but it should do just fine. You don't need to go back to Ford for that. Okay, so airflow this direction. We've got the light up there, and now what I've got to try and do is feed this back into that hole. I'm going to get it started. I need two hands for this, so I'm going to take the camera away and I'll show you once I've got it started. But effectively, I've just got to push this down out of the way while trying to get this into that slot without ripping it. It ain't easy, but take your time and you'll get it in without damage. Okay, so we've just got it started. And the way I did that, I fed the top of the cabin filter in first. Not that you can see very well on the video, but the top in first and then the bottom. And what you've got to do is just keep gently pushing it in, top and bottom, until the concertina goes all the way in. Okay, so that took me about 2 minutes to get that in there, the cabin filter. Just pushing it in from the top, just to start it, and then the bottom, and just gently press the top and the bottom in alternate fashions until it pushes all the way in. Once you're about halfway in, it actually goes in very easily. Should take about 2 minutes to get in. All that we need to do now is get the plastic cover. Okay, so this is your plastic housing. Now I'm showing you the bit that goes on the inside here, the flat bit with the writing on, that goes towards the air filter itself. I say air filter, I mean pollen filter, of course, or cabin filter. It is an air filter, but anyway, so this goes in. You've got two tabs at the bottom, and you just have to be very careful when you put it in. The top first, squeeze the tabs in, and then just place it over the hole, push it up into the top, and then clip the bottom in. Okay, the hardest part of all that was actually getting that plastic back in there, but as you can see, it's gone in, it's clipped in. We've clipped the wire back onto the side. We've not put that screw back in because it's really not needed. So all we have to do now is get the cover, this cover here, back up here, put the two little screw tabs back in, and that is your cabin filter done. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we upload them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next service video.